Hello everyone, so here is the final Ghost of Baskervilles challenge, and I know I'm uploading this like pretty much last minute, so I don't think this is going to be very useful to anybody, but hey, if you were curious whether or not I could actually beat it with my typical limitations, the answer is yes, with a couple asterisks. So this is probably one of the hardest challenges I've ever done, if not the hardest one I've ever done with the limitations I usually try to place on myself. And that might be surprising to a lot of you because I've been hearing a lot of people say this is one of the easier final challenges. And it is to a degree. That's only if you allow yourself to use the typical team that a lot of people use, which is pretty much just Shelf and Nil all day. If you have Shelf and Nil for this map becomes completely trivial. Alternatively, I think possibly Rainforce might be able to make it easy as well, but I think Shelf and Nil really is the star player here. I mean, she could be 4 stars probably and still make this very easy. So since I don't have access to that, well, I mean, I do have access to her in terms of the SRs I have built, but since I try to beat these stages with whatever freebie units I can, instead I use Bozel here. Now I know Bozel's kind of like a borderline case. A lot of people don't have Bozel because they might have joined the game late or what have you, but I think it's far more likely that somebody has Bozel built as compared to Shelf and Nil. And aside from that, I'm using a lot of the standard units you see me using. So on the note of using Bozel, I kind of used Bozel as a last resort here. I tried quite a few times to do this map using other AoE characters that are a little bit more accessible. For example, I even tried using SP Hein. I tried using Varna. I tried using Lifany a little bit, and even Egbert. And my conclusion is that like pretty much none of the freebies that you can use, or at least the SRs that you can use, are capable of clearing out the enemies on this map fast enough so that you can clear it in a reasonable amount of time. And that's why I said that this is one of the hardest challenges I've ever done using the limitations, because this map seems to be like very specifically designed to really punish players that don't have specific AoE units built. Specifically, just like units that have very large AoE spans. If you go look at the AoEs that all the SR or freebie units have, a lot of them just are either really small, or they are just, or they have very long cooldowns. Pretty much the only one I can think of that is black hole size or has a self-target 5 span AoE. The only one I can think of is Ainz. And I don't have Ainz built on this account, and I think it would be kind of weird to be using Ainz here. And I don't think Ainz would be strong enough to clear these enemies out regularly. So pretty much the only option here is Bozel out of the sort of free units that are available. And that's really what this entire strategy hinges on. Like I said, I tried using SP Hein, I tried using Varna, I tried using Egbert. None of them have the AoE output to be able to keep up with this map. And I kind of feel like this makes this map kind of a dick move on the devs' part, because this map, more than any other I think I've ever seen up to this point, required very, very specific units to beat. If you look at a lot of the other challenges I do, like, yeah, they're really hard, but usually, single target DPS are in great abundance as far as SRs go. And AoE spammers are kind of short in supply for the freebie units, and the ones that do tend to have rather small AoE spans. For example, like Varna. Varna can increase her AoE span, but it has a very long cooldown, and Varna just couldn't keep up on this map. So aside from that, aside from being able to use his AoEs very, very often, the other thing about Bozel is just that the random debuffs he gives were actually very, very useful. Obviously, Seal is very useful. The biggest threat to me are these very annoying golems, the mage golems. They have Dark Scythe, basically, and that's enough to kill a lot of my units. So a lot of times I have to either pray for silence, or I have to make sure they get some kind of attack debuff. because otherwise Freya is not going to be able to survive with a adequate amount of Templar Knights, which is what she needs to be able to tank at all on this map. So let's move on to the tank here. So like I think a lot of people use units like Landius because he's both a cavalry tank and he can counter at range. So Freya obviously can't do that. Freya is not only not a cavalry, but she cannot counter at range, although she does barb. The barbs are of mixed use because these enemies will deal some kind of debuff to you after they attack you, which means that Freya will probably get tagged with debuff and then she has to barb them down. So you don't get to avoid a lot of mechanics like you would if you use someone like Landius. So in this case, what I need is I need to debuff the mage golems enough so that if Freya takes a hit from them, she doesn't take too much damage on the Templar Knights, because I'm going to need the Templar Knights to be able to survive just this crazy onslaught of all these infantry enemies. And on that note, that is why you see me bring so many cabs here. I have Emmerich. Emmerich is useful regardless, because I really want to keep this the boss from moving around too much. And of course, Matthew is using Mech Knights, and that's just in case either one of them gets attacked. So here I finally trapped the boss in the corner. This is a strategy I think a lot of people used. So I made sure to put Emmerich on top and Matthew to the side. And of course the reason for that is because of targeting priority. If you trap her on the bottom right corner like this, she will be prioritizing attacking the one above her instead of the one that's to the left of her. So I want Emmerich to be taking that hit because I have Royal Cavs on him, and those are physically tanky. Mechanical Knights have a little bit of tankiness, but this boss actually hits really, really hard. However, and Matthew is going to be my main DPS here, really. Emmerich does a bit of damage, but he only does a little bit. And of course, one of the things you need to keep doing on this map is that once you AoE, you build up a bunch of charge stacks, and then you have to pass them over to one of your single target units, and then hit the boss. You get a bunch of bonus damage from that. That's easy enough to do with Bozel. Aside from that, I have two healers. Not much to say here. I just need to keep away from the boss. When she casts she has a heal reversal spell, which is basically like Mind Bore, but it does heal reverse instead of magic damage taken. So obviously I keep my healers out of range of that, and by trapping her in a corner, I get to avoid a lot of the very annoying AoEs that she does. And it's pretty much just trapping her in a corner and building stacks and then beating her up until she dies. Alongside just surviving is the difficult part of this map, because there's so many infantry. I gotta make sure that Freya is the one to take most of the hits, because it is pretty easy to die to attrition here. So as you can see already, I've actually used one clock here already, and that is why I said that's one of the other asterisks I have to beating this map. I'm actually going to be using the Clock of Forgiveness quite a few times. For your viewing pleasure, I have removed a lot of the clock charges because if I kept them all in, this video will be like 50 minutes long, and I don't think you want to be sticking around here watching me do that. But yeah, it's like that's really what it comes down to. That's really what made this map difficult. It's that the limitations of the SR and freebie units are such that there aren't a lot of really good huge AoE span characters that can regularly dish them out. If you don't have Shelf and Yell, I think this map is really, really tough. Of course, most people have Bozel. Like you can see here, Bozel is perfectly usable. I do have Clock Enchant on Bozel, and I think I take advantage of it like once or twice during this playthrough. But the thing is that I probably didn't need them. If you use Rewind wisely, or if you have someone like, say, Lucretia, or if you bring someone like Lucretia, or even just a second AoEer, you can make it through the map by having the other person AoE when Bozel's AoEs are down, which is not usually going to be the case. His 3C is just really good. And obviously, instead of Freya, if you have Landius here, that makes it a whole lot easier as well. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to say aside from that. So yeah, this is this was a very difficult challenge with the limitations I placed on myself, and I am not gonna. I seriously doubt I would be able to do this without several clock charges. I think this is the best I can do on this map. It is, but it is technically possible to beat it like this. Yeah, definitely one of the hardest ones I've ever done. Not much else to say here. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully next time I'll be able to beat it a little bit with a little bit less shenanigans. See you guys next time.
手伝いできること。
承知いたしました。
何かお手伝いできることありますか？どうかしましたか？これでいいですか？
何をしてるのかは。
ここ。よろしくお願いしますね。
はあ、
承知いたしました。
何をしてるのか分かっているのか。絶望せよ。
行くぞ。行くぞ。行くぞ。行くぞ。そこだ。
これはあまり使いたくないですわね。
死んでみるかい。
どうかしましたか？はい。どうかしましたか？
何をしてるのか分かって。
ここ。
は
準備は整った。行くぞ。
はい。何かお手伝い。これはあまり使いたくないですわね。
行くぞ。
何かお手伝いできることありますか？いくよ
ちょっと死んでみるかい。
どうかしましたか？
あ、何をしてるのか分かっているのか。
まあ
は
まあ
あ、は
はい。あれ？気づかないうちに。ごめんなさいね。
あ、何をしてるのか分かっているのか。はあ、計画通りだ。
承知いたしました。行くぞ。
何かお手伝いできることありますか？いくよ
欲しいなら遊んでやるよ。
承知いたしました。準備は整った。準備は整った。
どうかしましたか？すみません。はい。これはあまり使いたくないですわね。何かお手伝いできることありますか？よろしくお願いしますね。どうかしましたか？
承知いたしました。
はい。ここ。まあ。
は
ここ。よろしくお願いしますね。
あ、何をしてるのか分かっているのか。
準備は整った。行くぞ。
これはあまり使いたくないですよね。
行くぞ。正確に。
そうだね。遊んで欲しいなら遊んでやるよ。
まあ。
行くぞ。
どうかしましたか？
何をしてるのか分かっているのか。はあ、
どうかしましたか？はい。
はあ、絶望せよ。
どうかしましたか？これはあまり使いたくないですわね。まあ。すみません。ここ。よろしくお願いしますね。
てみるかい。
ま
はあ絶望せよ。
あまあ
承知いたしました。
まあ
行くぞ。
はい
どうかしましたか？
何かお手伝いできることありますまあはい
どうかしましたか？
何かお手伝いできることありますか？まあはいはいあれ気づかないうちにごめんなさいね
どうかしましたか？
行くぞ。
そうだね。遊んでほしいなら遊んでやるよ。
どうかしましたか？
ここ
準備は行くぞ。
どうかしましたか？
何かお手伝いできることありますか？ここよろしくお願いしますねまあ
行くぞ。
まあ
何をしてるのかは
承知いたしました。
とても眩しいよ。もう少し遊びたいってのに。